Welcome to the tutorial on infographics. This tutorial will discuss the different ways journalists can visually convey information to their readers, as well as how you can put together such visualizations. The purpose of an infographic is to visually depict information quickly to your readers. Often, mathematical data is hard to convey effectively to your readers in words because it can be complicated to explain or interpret when written out in sentences. However, when you place the data in the form of an image, it can be easier for people to understand the information. Visualizations are also incredibly helpful ways for journalists to display to their readers any patterns that have been found in the data. Since graphs, charts, and tables are useful for depicting trends, patterns, and comparisons, they can help readers to really see a journalist's analysis of the data clearly. While the idea of composing an infographic can be intimidating, particularly if you are not terribly computer literate or artistic, it truly is not something that you should let frighten you. Infographics can actually be very simple but still be effective. They can also be composed easily thanks to a number of tools we will discuss in a few moments. Before we talk about that, though, let us look at the goals of infographics, which are to make the images functional, insightful, and attractive for your readers. First, the visual representation of the information should be functional, which means it should quickly convey a message to your readers and make the trends or exceptions to the trends clear. This means readers should be able to easily identify the point of the infographic without having to spend much time looking at it or interpreting every word that appears on the visualization. Another thing to keep in mind whenever you compose an infographic is that your visualization of the data should convey an insightful message to your readers. Instead of depicting information everyone knows already, try to show exceptions to the rules that might surprise and inform your audience if the data allows. The third goal of an infographic is to make it attractive and visually pleasing so that people will enjoy looking at it. That way, your readers will take the time to review your visualization and soak in the information it depicts. In particular, be sure to use colors and fonts that relate well to the topic of your data, an image that is large enough within the context of your website that your readers can easily see it, and an image, graph, or other visualization that depicts the information effectively. Before creating any infographics, consider who your audience is, what kind of information that audience will want depicted or will find interesting, and what style of images appeal to that audience. It will also be important to consider what the purpose of your infographic is, so that you know what to focus the visualization on. Asking yourself, what question will this infographic answer for my readers, is a great way to determine the purpose of your image. Finally, you will want to consider what the best way is to depict the information to your readers so that they can quickly and effectively understand the basics of the information your infographic covers. Depicting the information effectively and efficiently for your audience can be a big challenge. Here are a few tips for you though. Number 1, if you're trying to show trends, generalizations, or timelines, then curves, waves, and color gradients can easily be used to visually show how the trend changes over time or within certain audiences. Number 2, if you are trying to show specific distributions of data or measurements relating to object sizes, then using images that depict the relevant shapes or the relative distributions of the data can be extremely helpful. And finally, number 3, if you are trying to show how different groups compare to one another within a certain context, then graphs such as line graphs, bar graphs, pie graphs, or even tables are the most effective way to compare the data visually in a manner that is easy for your audience to understand. Now, when it comes to actually putting together an infographic, there are a number of free online tools journalists can use. All the tools mentioned here are simple to utilize and are free or given to you as a Full Sail student. Often, by just experimenting with each website or piece of software, you can learn how it works. However, there are also tutorials on each individual tool's website as well as on lynda.com, which Full Sail students can access for free via FS Connect. If you are looking to put together a graph, table, or chart, then the best tools for that would be Excel, which will allow you to input data into a spreadsheet and then transform that data into a table, graph, or chart. Also, PictoChart, which allows you to edit a number of different templates for infographics that include both text and images. Infogram, which permits you to make your infographics interactive so that your readers can click on pieces of your infographic and have new additional information appear. Easily, which permits you to edit a number of different templates for infographics that include both text and images. Or Visually, which is very similar to Easily but focuses a bit more on the images than the text included in the infographic. If you are looking to put together a timeline of events so your readers can easily understand what has happened in a story and when it's happened, then the best tools for that would be TimeToast or Timeline.js, both of which will allow you to put together creative timelines, including interactive timelines, to depict your data. And if you are looking to put together a visual representation of the qualitative data you are reporting by having all the words transformed into an image, then Wordle is a great and free website you can use. If you need to show your readers where different events took place, then Google Maps is a useful tool that will allow you to put any locations you want onto the map so that your readers can see where things took place in your story. Finally, if you want to put together a visual image of pretty much any kind, and if you already have some technical skills when it comes to Adobe software, then Adobe Illustrator is a useful tool that gives you a lot of flexibility to put together various kinds of images. No matter what kind of program you decide to use or what kind of visualization you're comfortable with, it's always a good idea to push your own personal limits a bit to learn new methods for putting together innovative and effective visualizations of data. These are just some of the ways journalists can visually convey information to their readers. Moving forward, try to force yourself to utilize different types of infographics in every publication, because with time and practice, you'll get used to creating different types of visualizations, and they'll become an automatic part of your routine as a journalist. Thanks so much for listening, and good luck creating all of your future infographics.